Welcome to the Mind of Basketball podcast, also known as M.O.B podcast. I'm Evan.
And I'm Ja.
And this is our basketball podcast where we recap, break down, and analyze players and teams from the previous games from the previous day. How are you this snowy Monday?
Well, despite the snow, I'm feeling good compared to some teams.
What do you mean by that?
I know there's some that that are going through a rough period of time, blowing streaks, doing bad turnovers at last moments,
having terrible defense. Yep.
Having terrible defense, losing to record teams.
Yep. Sorry, I hope everyone have a good day. Everyone will have a good day. Stay inside, please. Everybody know. You just look outside. You don't need to go anywhere. There's no need.
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised, man.
You're right. New York City. I guarantee you, the same people still gonna be at 125th. Oh man, I can not be in New York City for 8 months. I go to New York City. I guarantee you, I see some of the same people I've seen 8 months ago. Oh my gosh!
Never left. It was like you was just back home.
Yep. And the air is still the same. Dirty air.
Dirty water, dirty air, rats all over. They ain't even rats. They not. You think they're not rats, but they are rats. You think they cats. You think they dogs. You think they something else.
They are the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on Master. Those are the rat. I forgot his name. It starts with S. I forgot his name. But
yeah, I forgot his name too.
90s kids hating on us right now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know they clowning us, but oh well.
But
Master Splinter. There we
go. Yes, Master Splinter. Yes.
Splinter. Yeah. 90s kids. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I got you.
Hope everyone had a good day. Oh, actually, I already said that already. Not a lot of games happened last night, but a lot happened in those games. Specifically two. And first, I guess we shall start off with the battle in Washington, D.C. between the Brooklyn Nets. Harden did not play, so I guess I should probably do this. Harden did not play, but KD and Kyrie did, up against the Washington Wizards. And what?
Why? I know he didn't play, but really,
I got to come up because he didn't play last night. So,
that's hilarious.
But I guess we found the team that is worse at defense than the Washington Wizards.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, the Brooklyn Nets and the Washington Wizards. This game was crazy. It was all over the place. Offense. What happened behind me? Just offense all around.
Yeah. Offense all around, but surprisingly, there was some defense being played at the end right there.
Yes, there was some defense played at the end. We'll get into it. But it looked like the Nets was going to, win this game comfortably. They had a lead entering the fourth, and then they had a lead up by 5 with 10 seconds to go. Yep. Yeah, with 10 seconds to go.
10 seconds to go.
Bradley Beal, who had 37 in the game, hit a 3. Now the Wizards are down by 2. The Nets inbound the ball. Joe Harris and Kevin Durant, miscommunication.
Yeah. And
I believe who's it, Bertans?
No, it was some dude named Hartstein. No, not Hartstein. Man, I don't remember his name. It's one of the guards on the team. I forgot his name though.
Yes. All right. The ball was stolen and then kicked out to Westbrook, who was open and hit the game-winning 3. Westbrook had 41 in the game. By far his best performance all season.
Yeah.
41 in the game. The Nets had a chance to win the game. Kyrie passed it, which was a travel from the
From the Wizards.
from inbounding it. Yeah, that was a travel, but they didn't call it. And he inbounded it to TLC, and he looks like he has a good layup, and he misses it.
Yeah, but that wasn't on
And
him.
well,
That wasn't on him though. It came in.
yeah, I know stuff happened, but I just said he missed it.
Yeah.
And shockingly, the Washington Wizards beat the Brooklyn Nets, even without Harden. It doesn't matter, but beat the Brooklyn Nets 146 to 149. Just to give you an idea of how high scoring that game was. I guess I'll go first with my thoughts.
Yeah, you go first with your thoughts. Yeah.
So yeah, they didn't have Harden, but they had Katie and Kyrie. Doesn't matter. You're playing the worst team in the league. Doesn't matter. Do you need Harden? You still have your best player. You have a champion. Do you really need Harden to beat the Washington Wizards?
I guess they do, because this is the second time that they lost to them.
That's you're right about that.
Yeah, that's the second time.
And Harden didn't play both times because he went on the team the first time and he was injured or didn't play last night.
Yeah.
But wow, oh yeah, the Wizards defense is horrible. We all knew that. The Nets defense was horrible. We all knew that. And now we find out which defense is worse. In this case, it's the Nets. The Nets gave up, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Nets gave up 48 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
48 points in the fourth quarter. That's a halftime score. People score 48 and a half.
Well, we saw what the Mavericks did to the Clippers way back, so yeah. Yeah, you're right.
They scored 40. The Wizards scored 48 in the fourth and scored 21 with 3 minutes left in the game. How do you give up 21 points with that little time remaining?
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what went wrong. I guess Beal and Westbrook. Bill turned into Jordan. Westbrook turned into MVP Westbrook. This was bizarre. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe that the Nets gave up this game. That costly turnover by Joe Harris and the miscommunication between him and KD, and then Westbrook gets that three. First of all, one, and Kyrie said in the post game he couldn't guard a stick tonight. Or no, I guess our stick today. And in my head, I'm saying today. Kyrie was never good on defense.
No.
And Westbrook showed that he was cooking him. He was cooking him, destroying him. Every time he just used his muscle, got into the paint, layup.
Yeah.
Layup.
Don't do that to Kyrie. It wasn't just Kyrie he was doing that to. He was doing that to everybody on the team.
That's true. You're right. Westbrook just had a great game, but I'm not gonna talk a mess about Westbrook because I know you want to.
Yeah.
Beal, it looked like he was out of it in the first half. Like his body language. He was. You can see him. He was just looking upset. He looked like he didn't want to be there. I don't blame him.
It looked like he was done for the season. He was like, you know what? I'm tired. I just want to rest.
But then the second half, they fought back, and you see the excitement he had. He jumped up once Westbrook hit that three. It feels good to win, doesn't it, Beal?
He went from shaking his head to jumping up and down.
Yeah, but Durant, I mean, the Nets had a good offensive game. It's just the defense that was the problem.
Yeah.
And then the fourth quarter, just, I guess, here, Wizards, you can take the game. Can't give up 21 points in 3 minutes, and you can't give up 48 points in a quarter. That's outrageous.
Yeah, that's an important quarter right there. Well, every quarter is important, but that's crunch time quarter.
Yeah, of course it's crunch time quarter. I mean, like they was clicking on all cylinders. The Nets, I'm talking about offensively. Jeff
Right.
Green had a great game. Shumpert in his first game played pretty well. Kyrie, it looked like he was, closing the game in the final minute or so. But obviously, what happened. KD also had a good game. Joe Harris, big time, except for the turnover. But
Yeah.
like I said, you can't lose. You can't lose to the worst team in the league.
Yeah.
Not when you're a championship contender.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Well,
saying you can't give 149 points. There was no overtime.
and that goes to tell you how today's league is. How today's league is.
And Drazen Petrovic rolling in his grave.
You gotta take off those jerseys, man. Let me stop. But yeah, just like what you were saying, man. The Nets had it clicking on all cylinders, but yet it just like everybody had a great game. Everybody from the Nets perspective had a great game offensively. KD looking like an MVP this season. He's been balling out this whole season. Probably only one game that he probably didn't do good on. Kyrie struggled in the beginning, then caught his rhythm.
Mhm.
Joe Harris, correct me if I'm wrong, had like 9 threes in the game.
I believe so. He finished the game with 30.
Yeah, 9, 10.
He had eight threes. 8 threes.
8 threes. Jeff Green, he had a really good, solid offensive production, even though he missed a free throw that could have helped out the Nets.
If you know that, I know you have one topic that you want to talk about.
Okay,
Talk about that topic.
Okay.
I know you desperately want to talk about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has finally happened. Westbrook has cracked the 25-point plateau for the one. He did that yesterday, but he did that last game, but he got ejected. But this is what I've been talking about with him this whole season in terms of the Wizards needing to gain that momentum, or that's the only way that I feel like they're going to win games, because we know that they're horrible defensively, and we know that even though they're good offensively, they're just not really that. They're not there yet. So I said, with the team in the slump that they are in now, the bad hole that they're in now, Westbrook is going to have to do more in the scoring production category, along with being aggressive, if this Washington Wizards team even has a hope of wanting to do good this season. And as a result, that's what we saw in this game. He was doing it everywhere. Like just like what you said, he was being a bully offensively. Like every time when he had the ball in his hands, it's straight line, get to the basket, get to the basket, get to the basket, get to the basket, get to the basket. Workhorse on the boards. Give me that. 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 And then he was just doing it everywhere. And his defense on KD. Let's not, nobody want to talk about that, huh? But talk about the defense on his former teammate, the person who left him for the Golden State Warriors. Let me not bring that up. I'm sorry. I didn't even put salt.
Seeing that they blew a 3-1 lead too. No, I'm gonna bring it up. Seeing that they blew a 3-1 lead too. Left him.
He had backup KD in those closing moments. I'm not gonna lie. KD looks small to him. I'm sorry. KD looks small to him, the way he was playing against. Westbrook wanted the challenge. And as a result, you've seen how him doing it, doing what we know Westbrook could be, being a first ballot Hall of Famer, as everyone was bringing up throughout the game, a first ballot Hall of Famer. He was able to use that impact that he was having all over the court and carry that kind of energy to all of the team. Just like what you said with Bradley Beal, how his body language was just off. Like he didn't want to beat it. But it seemed like as the game went on, because mind you, Beal went scoreless in the first quarter. And then for the last 3 quarters, he had, what was the point? 37. That's still 37 points in 3 quarters. Last time I remember, even though they're starting the first quarter right there, but it was still 37 points in 3 quarters. So you already know how elite he is. But then it was everybody else. Mo Wagner, what's his name? Ish Smith, the dude who stole the ball. I forgot his name. I'm sorry. We should know because you're a big reason to why the Wizards got that win right there. David Bertans, like and Rui, even though he had a struggling game, at least he was able to still try to be productive in some kind of way to help out his team. Like, you see how much of an impact you can have on your team when you're being that aggressive and having such a high impact, your team gets when you're on the floor, your team gets better offensively and defensively.
Yep.
And that's the thing that you would. That's the reason why I'm saying Westbrook. You want to see Westbrook have this kind of thing, especially in terms of the scoring category each and every night, because that's the only chance or only hope that the Wizards have of winning ball games. When him and don't get me wrong, when him and Bradley Bill are both having great games.
So basically, how they win games is Westbrook to drop 40 and Bradley Beal to drop 35 plus.
No, but
That's
like
just not gonna happen every game.
no, it's not gonna happen every game. You're right, but look at. Okay, it goes with them both being great offensively and helping the rest of the team get it clicking all together on all cylinders. Of course, you're not going to win every game, of course, because look at your record now. Of course, you're not going to win every game, but you will at least do better in the winning category. At least, like you will win more games than what you have been winning, because we expect y'all to do way better than this, and y'all proving it with this game. And I guess it's just something that y'all got going against the Nuts. It gives it a different kind of vibe, but
Yeah,
but yeah.
that's their chance to score.
Yeah, sure. It's just like whenever you play the Nuts, it's like your opportunity to win games because you know they ain't gonna play no defense. So like but this is the thing that I like to see, and they also just real quick before I start talking, um, they also said it like ever since that talk that Russell Westbrook had with John Wall is like he been on one, he been switching the whole different level, all the way up. So yeah, I'm happy. I'm really happy to see the impact for Westbrook to finally show the true impact he has on the game as a whole when he just changes that switch.
Yep, I do love to see it. I can't lie. Finally Westbrook being aggressive. Getting in that mode. Hopefully this can go into winning basketball. Upset by the Wizards against this Nets team, and the Wizards are now 4-12. Two of their wins being up against the Brooklyn Nets. From one disappointing loss to another, the streak is over. The Utah Jazz are no more. They are not on an 11-game winning streak. They are on a 1-game losing streak.
Yeah.
As they faced up against the Denver Nuggets, the team that they got bounced out in the first round last year. Oh, by the way, the team that they blew a 3-1 lead to. Oh, by the way, the team that they couldn't stop anybody.
Okay.
By the way, Jamal Murray's best performance.
Yes.
Just saying. This was a opportunity to get their statement win. Donovan Mitchell came back for this game as well, and it just wasn't there for them. It just wasn't there for him. One, Gobert was getting lit up.
No more later years.
By Nikola Jokic. Lit up. Jokic had a monster game and a monster first quarter. 22 points in the first quarter. 33 at half. Finished with 47 in the game.
On his career high. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he had it going. He had it going, and the Jazz was just not the Jazz. The Nuggets was just clicking on all cylinders. Everyone, from defense and costly turnovers by the Jazz, hitting their shots, fast break buckets, second chance points. I mean, everything was going.
Yeah.
For this Nuggets team, surprisingly, they came out like they were the Jazz, like they were on an 11-game winning streak. I was really shocked, even if the Nuggets beat the Jazz, which I would have loved to see even before the game. But the way they did it, I gotta give them credit for that.
Yeah,
a very impressive win, especially with how they've been playing as of recently.
Yeah,
this was a surprise. This was a shock.
Well, yeah, just like what you said, because this is something that we expected to Nuggets that we always expected to see out of the Nuggets. You know what I mean? Since the beginning of the season, and yet they disappointed us in a way. Don't get me wrong; they're still doing well, but they're not playing up to the level that we thought we would see from them after the fact of everything that happened in the bubble and the way this team has been for like the past 3 seasons. And they they showed how could they be when they're in that mode, when they're in that mentality, when they're in that ability to feel like they're one of the most talented teams in the league. league because they haven't been playing like that lately. And as a result, what you just said right there, Gobert got smoked. Let's just bring that up. He got smoked. Jokic was about to have his career high. So surprisingly, he tied it. But I thought he would have his career high on him. But I guess I was wrong. But yeah, no more defensive player of the years for you, Gobert. And the Nuggets, just like what you said everything, but let's focus mainly on the fact that in the first half and for parts to the third quarter, that the Nuggets had it going from deep. They had it going from deep, even though they got stagnant as the third quarter went on, and the Jazz started to pick up their momentum in the third quarter in terms of their scoring from, especially from deep. How the Nuggets offensively from deep was just raining, and it was just their game. It was at that point it was just their game for the taking, and then the Jazz just lost. You know how whenever you're so hot, like it's eventually going to get to a point where you got to cool down. That was basically the game for the Jazz at this point. It was basically the time that they need to see
Yeah,
how.
it was like it was their time.
Yep, it was their time. It was time to give that up.
Yep. Disappointing loss for the Jazz, but a dominant performance by this Nuggets team. And maybe, just maybe, can the please use a win to fuel them.
Yeah,
Just please.
yeah.
All right. Well, any other games, any performances, anything that you noticed around the league that you want to talk about? I mean, it was only like 5 games, 6 games.
Yeah. Well, I watched the Pacers versus Sixers game, and the Pacers actually came out. It was scrappy, hard nosed, like two teams again. Embiid did not play for the Sixers, and the Pacers came out like this was supposed to be their game. Like they had a big lead going down the stretch, especially in the going into the third quarter, and then all of a sudden the fourth quarter hit in. The Sixers just turned it up all the way from doing it from both ends, like defensively, getting creative space to get up their shots, like attacking the rim, like they just had it going, and as a result, you saw that the lead for the Pacers just squander, and then Philadelphia not only did a comeback, but they also just ran off with it. They ran off with it, and as a result, at this point, you knew it was in the bag for them, and it was shocking. It was a disappointing loss for the Pacers because this was supposed to be their opportune moment here. No Embiid. I'm not saying that this game would have been a difficult, would have been a win for them regardless, but it's just like it was more of an easier chance, but they just gave it up.
Yep. Sad for the Pacers. You can't lose. You can't, you're trying to cement yourself as a dominant player in the East.
Yeah,
Can't lose to a team without their best player.
exactly.
Yeah, that can't happen. Well, by the way, real quickly about the Pacers, Brogdon is being overlooked, I believe.
Yes, he is.
He's not really being talked about a lot, even in like for AllStar. He probably is gonna get snubbed, and that's not his fault. There's just
Yeah.
a lot of players in the East and a lot of players deserving of an All-Star game. But I just want to mention out there because he's really been hooping and he's really been balling, and he should be talked about a little bit, just a little bit more.
Yeah, but Indiana, man, Indiana.
What? Reggie Miller was there. What?
Small market, man.
Yeah, I know. And it didn't help that Ron Artest kind of ruined that image
Don't
for
do
them.
that. Don't do that. Come on, man. Leave Ron Artest alone. He had nothing to do with this. Yeah, no.
And then their star player that they had wanted to leave. So, but hey, all right. The game that I want to talk about, of course, is the New York Knicks up against the Los Angeles Clippers. And to keep the review about the game short, the Knicks did lose. They were facing against Los Angeles Clippers, who have been playing great basketball this year. Tyler has been doing an excellent job, I believe, head
Yeah,
coaching that team. Paul George has really stepped up his game and improved. But I was really happy and really impressed with how the Knicks came out and played.
yeah,
I mean, obviously, you wouldn't expect them to win this game, even though I picked them. I had hopes. But you really expect them to win this game, but yet they came out with energy. It was hustling. They was fighting. I mean, RJ Barrett had another good game. He was hitting. Julius Randle with another great game, cementing his status, and I believe should be an all-star. And Emmanuel Quickly, that man, he got to start. Tibbs, he got to start. You got to start him now. You got to start him now. I feel like the more minutes he gets, the more rhythm he gets.
Yeah.
When he's just getting like 10 to 15 minutes, he's not as productive. When he gets past that 15, 18, 20, 22 minutes, it's not. Now he's like he's able to catch his rhythm. Now he's hitting. Now he's hitting threes, and he was cooking. Coming off the bench, 25 points. They had no answer for him. They really had no answer for him. But the Knicks had no answer for Kawhi. We came up big time in that fourth quarter, closed it out the game along with Serge Ibaka. He stepped up for them. The Clippers helped them get this win. And as I said, even though the Clippers won this game, really impressed with how the Knicks played. Kudos to Tom Thibodeau. He's been having them play like this the entire season.
Yeah.
And I feel like they keep playing like this, they can get over 500 and maybe, get more into that playoffs seeding.
Yeah. You were my favorite player growing up. You were my favorite player growing up.
Come on, man. What's wrong with Emmanuel Quickly told Lou Williams he was one of his favorite players growing up, which for Emmanuel Quickly, that was like 2 years ago.
Don't do that.
But there's nothing wrong with that. It's actually crazy to imagine. He was one of his favorite players growing up, and now he's playing him.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong. It was just
okay.
It was just funny. That's it.
Yeah, don't talk about my man IQ. He being more talked about in New York City than KD and Kyrie.
Stop.
I got it. But yeah, rookie sensation in New York. He's been having a really good season. And as for RJ as well and Julius Randle, I think should be all-star. But yeah, a little recap on the Clippers in the Knicks game.
Yeah.
But all right. By the way, the Timberwolves won. Predictions for tonight's set of games. I just feel like because they haven't really won a lot, so I had to say that.
Acknowledge it. Yeah.
And Anthony Edwards started.
That's good.
Yeah, and he put up 23 points.
Wait, who did he play against?
The Cavs.
The Cavs, of course.
It's another team just
up and down.
Up and down roller coaster. But predictions for tonight's set of games. We have a pretty good lineup. So let's start off with, of course, the defending champions, Los Angeles Lakers, up against the Atlanta Hawks. Who you got?
Lakers.
Okay. All right, Lakers. The Hornets or the Heat? Jimmy Butler's back.
Yeah, Heat.
The Heat. Timberwolves or the Cavs?
Cavs.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Cavs. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, hopefully the Cavs can bounce back from last night. Yeah. The Blazers or the Bucks?
Upset Blazers.
I agree with you. Blazers as well. The Kings or the Pelicans? Sorry.
I'm going to give you the Pels.
I guess I got the Kings. I guess. The Rockets or the Thunder? Should be an interesting game.
Oh, Rockets. Rockets are the way. Just too fun. I'm sorry.
When they're currently on a 5-game winning streak, which now is the most the highest winning streak in the league right now. I believe, just to make me check. Oh no, the Grizzlies. Grizzlies are on a 16 winning streak, but that don't really count. The Grizzlies hadn't played for like a week.
A good minute.
Yeah. So yeah. I got the Rockets. The first and I believe only primetime game that we're discussing is the Phoenix Suns up against the Dallas Mavericks. I said Alice because there is no D. So with that, I got the Suns.
Yeah, I got the Suns. With no Devin. Wait, did Devin Booker return? No?
I don't care if Devin Booker returned or not. But I know he didn't play in last.
I got the Suns.
Saturday's game. Yeah. I believe. Yeah.
He didn't. No.
Okay. I skipped one. The Knicks or the Bulls?
Bulls.
Knicks. Well, Bulls played on defense. Man, you're quickly gonna drop 40.
Stop. Chill.
The Grizzlies or the Spurs?
Spurs.
Grizzlies. And the Pistons or the Nuggets?
Nuggets.
Nuggets, you better not lose this game.
Don't
But
be,
all right.
Don't be LA. Don't be LA. Please don't.
I think it's time to wrap things up. Any final thoughts?
Two things. Aren't you surprised that Westbrook was the one who made that three?
Not really as surprised. He's inconsistent sometimes when it comes in 1 and 3s and in the clutch.
Yeah.
So it could be it's a toss up sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm glad he hit the 3.
Yeah.
For his sake.
And is quickly the best guard in the draft right now? Well, we can't remember all the guards in the draft really right now.
LaMelo.
LaMelo? Okay. Is debatable? Is it debatable at least?
No. LaMelo's better than Quickly. And then after LaMelo is Halliburton.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah. But Quickly with each game, his stock is just going up. Kind of like GameStop.
Yeah. Nah, it's crazy. I heard what
it's going crazy with GameStop.
They doing vibes. So let you know.
But anything else?
Nah, that's it.
All right. That being said, and the snow falling down, thank you guys for watching today's pod. Make sure you tune into tomorrow's podcast. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe.
Also follow IG down in the description below.
And once again, I am Evan.
I'm Ja.
And this was the Mind of Basketball Podcast.